We are Bernaccia. My name's Jay. I'm from Highfield. I play the guitar and sing and write the songs.
My name's Stu. I'm from Lowfell. I play guitar and keyboard.
And the other members who aren't here at the moment are Kieran on the bass, Ellen on the vocals and the drum, and Coxie on the drums. Defining the sound, like we've got loads of elements that we've always kind of thrown in, and that's probably due to the fact that we just don't listen to the same music collectively. We don't all go to the same gigs. We kind of have separate influences, so when it comes to writing a song, it's very much a broad spectrum of ideas as opposed to just one. While I'll probably come with the kind of bare bones of the song, and I'll come with an idea in my head and say I've been listening to Tenorian or Goat or listening to Dead Can Dance or like Howlin' Wolf or whatever, you know, like that'll be my idea of the song. And then when I come, like Coxie doesn't listen to anything like that. Like Coxie listens to in a totally different way that we listen to music, isn't he? Because he's a drummer, and then he comes and he'll have a totally different idea. But those ideas, because we've played together for a good while, we're in sync with each other musically. So although we'll have like different influences, when we come down to, we know where each other are with things. So I think that's probably why we've kind of, people sometimes find it hard to put into a genre because we listen to different genres, but I think I think that's our strongest aspect, is that people can't do that, and then people will turn around and hopefully that's a unique thing, hopefully that's a positive thing. And you know, I was talking before about people using that term of like psychedelia and it like being like a huge tent over loads and loads of different sounds. I think that's probably why every now and then we will say like, well, like neo-psych, like a new psychedelia or try to be. It's like, it's different psychedelia to other things, but it just means that it's out there, it's a bit different, but then most of it's always written in, or there's a very core of the blues. It's like, even if it's not like the chord structure, it's the growl or the chip on the shoulder lyrics or the kind of world-weary tone to it. That's the blues, you know. That's always us. That's the way I write. Like I can't write songs if I'm happy. I can't. I find it really, really hard. I can only write songs if I'm pissed off about something or without us even realising I'm pissed off. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's the songwriting process. I'll come with an idea and then we'll just jam on it for about 25 minutes, won't we, until we start to coherently come up with something.
I think that's where like our best songs come from. Like a lot of the music, like we'll always record our practices, so we'll always hear them back. There might be something we've recorded for half an hour, and there might be 3 minutes of something that was good in the middle of it, and then we'll go right. We'll work on that.
We're definitely a jamming band, really, aren't we?
100%.
Yeah. Like which sometimes comes into when we play live as well.
Not many of the songs like they'll start out as one thing, and by the time we come to record it, or the time we're starting to gig it, it's completely different, like entirely different to what it started off as.
Yeah, we're not a 3-minute song type of band.
Reminds me of the black night creeps in your eyes. Smoke travels on and on and on. I got years, my cloud, they went on and stopped. Now
Yeah, that first song was called Senorita. Well, that's the working title of it at the moment. Might have a different title. I like March of the Mariachi, but I'm not sure. I've not made my mind up yet. I can't think of a title that isn't like pretentious sounding on it. So I just need to either embrace how pretentious I can make it sound and make it sound ridiculously pretentious, or tone it back. But yeah, that's called Senorita at the moment. And that's that kind of, you know, I was talking about that kind of Spanish influence, that kind of very much like the way that I kind of write songs. I think lyrically Johnny Cash had a big influence on us. I write stories that are kind of like fictionalized versions of not myself, well sometimes myself, and other things and experiences, you know. It's just like I try to write fiction basically in what I'm writing. So like Senorita is a bit of a story of like a man and a woman, and it's a duet, so Ellen sings on it as well. She didn't tonight, but like it works really, that it is a real dynamic of a story being told within that. So yeah, that's that one.
I fell into the lion's den, broken through the ceiling. I sold water to the blind man, told him he would see again. While sinners having a soul, the keystone breaker would rattle your bones. He through the trees at his father's house to watch his hunger. Proud of the hill. Proud of the motherfucking hill. I heard emotions in the back seat, lying as I watched her live. Gold, yellow path of gold, black Cadillac, hit me up. Gold digger, girl on the run, a real mean mover who would howl at the sun. Pray to her father that she'd love again before she kept me up. Part of the hill. Out of the motherfucking hill. Out of the motherfucking hill. Out of the motherfucking hill.
Yeah, the second song's called Power of the Hills. That was an acoustic version, so it was a little bit different from the recorded one. Just because it wouldn't carry a crossover acoustically made by myself, so I tried to make it a little bit more like, probably a bit more Dylan-esque, a little bit more, like I say, like storytelling. I could kind of go into it and explore it lyrically a little bit more. And we recorded that at Blank Studios. That's the actual debut track of the forthcoming album. So we've released it and it's available when you can Bandcamp and all that stuff. So it is available now, but that will be the you've only heard the radio edit, so the full edit will be on the album.
I've just enjoyed quite a lot of doing recently is sort of going around the country or anything like that. The trips to London, it's apart from playing gigs in a completely different place, it's just good to get out there. You see different bands, you see different people, you see different types of music fan. It's good to be seen by a whole new crowd. They'll have never seen you before, like 9 times out of 10 they won't have really heard of you, and it's good to sort of experience what they think of the music, what their critique is.
Yeah.
And that's what I enjoy the most.
I think like we have been together for a few years, but what I think happened with us was like we were together and we were gigging, but we didn't. It's not that we didn't take it seriously, but like a couple of years ago, we just, whether it started to click or whatever, we just decided that this is what we want to do and this is us, and we wanted to, everything that we put out, we wanted to be our best piece, and we probably became a little bit more like artistic about stuff we were doing, as opposed to we're just, oh, let's play in a band, we'll go and play here, we'll go and do this, we'll go and do that. We kind of wanted to refine everything. So I think really we kind of like grew up a bit a couple of years ago, which is, you know, I would say I have been together for a few years, but I think when we've really started to have like success or whatever, or just like people saying that enjoy coming to see was when we've started taking it a bit more seriously. But I mean, in the past year we've had some good gigs down in London. We've played, we opened the O2 Academy for Alabama 3, and that was really, really good. We loved that. That was classy. That was, they suited us really well, because they're like that kind of mixing pot of sounds. We've really been lucky in the fact that what we've been doing for the past like couple of years is opening for good bands in the North East, haven't we? We're kind of in the same way that Cobra's done that as well, and a couple of other bands. We've been those opening bands, but at the same time, like Stu says, we've been going down to London like every 6 months and things, and trying to build a little bit more of a reputation down there. And what I'm probably most proud of is the stuff that we're doing at the minute, like writing the album, like Power of the Hills. Like that's the favourite song my personally favourite song I've ever wrote. So for me, then that's my best achievement at the minute. You know, that's what I'm pleased with. You know, we've been in and out of the scene. You know, I said to you, we only started really getting engaged in it like a couple of years ago properly, and it's the best it's ever been at the minute. It really, really is. And you know, touch wood, that stays the same, and it's a lot to do with the fact that bands go to see each other play. You've got a core group of people who want to go and support these bands and want to go and see them. But like these are bands that sound now like each other. You know, like we'll go and see bands like we've been to see Cope and McGee like a good few times, and they've been to see us. Really, we sound absolutely bot all like each other. And really, we don't sound like Sundance, and really, we don't sound like Black Adam Movement, and really, we don't sound like Charlie Dancer or anything like that. But there's like Shades, like we sound now like Shades, but I love going to see Shades, and it's this kind of creative like openness that everybody seems to just be supportive of at the minute. It's like, you're doing something totally batshit crazy compared to what I'm doing. I don't necessarily like musically would normally listen to that, but going to see us live is great, and we'll support your musical kind of exploration, you know. I know that was another long answer, but I feel passionately about it at the minute. It's the best it's ever been, and I really hope it stays the same. And promoters know what to do with bands at the minute up here. They know who to put with who, and who to go, like, you go and play with them, you go and play. Like, not all of them. There's certain ones I could mention that have never known what to do and will never know what to do with certain bands. But the ones who do, they know that we appreciate it, and they know that bands appreciate the opportunities they get and stuff like that, you know. So yeah, I think it's a community at the minute more than anything else, which is brilliant. I mean, yourselves included, you know. You see and hear you all the time, going here, going there, and being involved, and it's definitely like a dynamic community now. So I'm very pleased. Yeah, it's debut album time basically. No more messing on. We've got 6 tracks recorded. We're doing it up at Blank Studios with Chris McManus, who it's been fantastic to work with. You work with people and sometimes they let you do your own thing too much, and then you work with people and sometimes they don't let you do your own thing too much and they're too controlling, and Chris has just got a really good balance. And 2016 for us is, we've got a few dates booked for a tour. We've got a London show, we've got a couple of others I don't want to say, and then it's just recording and getting it out. It's going to be called, and this is an exclusive for you, it's going to be called Growl Peace Belief, which is going to hopefully come out in March, April time, but we're not rushing it, so if it's not out then don't be knocking on my door. It'll come when it's ready, and we actually have set up like one of those crowdfunding things, not necessarily to just completely fund it, but we've built up such a good relationship with fans and everything, and the labels just aren't the same that they used to be, and you can't rely on that system anymore. So what we want to do is build on that community aspect and kind of be, if you want to be involved in this debut album, this only one piece that we're ever going to do, you know, then donate, and we're going to give you free artwork, we're going to get you involved, your names are going to be on the sleeves, we're going to make sure that you feel involved in that piece of art, which I see it being a piece of art. Now it sounds pretentious as fuck, but I want it to be. It's one piece of art that we're going to make, and it's going to be really good.